the hit record. I think that's a fad. I think I may be a little bit responsible for creating it. Maybe create a little monster with it, but you know, that's the way things go. Electronica? What is that?
Electronic dance.
Are you talking about like rave music?
Oh, electronica, my arse. I'm sorry. It's not electronica at all. It's just good, solid, rough, you know, beats.
Yeah, I never heard of electronica. It sounds like a good name to me, you know.
Everything has to have a category in a name. Why, you know? Why? It's just, you know, just because it makes it easier for some people to market.
Music fans were restless. Record sales were stagnant. Alternative was over. Then a new music emerged. One that captivated listeners, created new stars, and dominated the charts. And that sound was ska. Of course, 1997 was supposed to be the year that the technified dance music known as electronica, a catch-all marketing term encompassing a variety of different US and UK club genres, would reshape the American pop landscape. The media were quick to put a face on this newest British invasion, as the star-making machinery hyped the crossover potential of the multi-pierced Keith Flint, ultra-kinetic frontman of Prodigy.
If I was very uneventful to look at, I'd be another guitarist. Who wants to do that? You've been watching it for the last 50 years, this is new.
Prodigy hit the buzz bin even before the year began.
Come across it over here on this huge hype and being made to look like we're part of this electronic scene, as it were, when we're strong enough to stand up on our own. We don't need to be put into a scene.
But being electronica's leading light didn't hurt either. In July, Prodigy released Fat of the Land, which sold more than 200,000 copies in its first week and entered the charts at #1.
Bring it on! Bring the best shot!
There's no great leap of faith to go from seeing 9 Inch Nails to going to see Prodigy.
I think it is a redefinition of what rock and roll's about, and that's why, you know, those gigs are packed out with 17-year-old teenagers.
Second only to Prodigy this year, the sample-savvy DJ duo of Tom Rowlands and Ed Simmons, known as the Chemical Brothers, saw their Dig Your Own Hole LP approach gold.
We play live a lot in clubs, and we expect our kind of gigs to be like a party. And it's weird when people turning up thinking it's going to be like a gig, whereas they just have to watch. But when we play, it's like there's more audience participation.
While Daft Punk championed the anti-star ethic, not appearing in their videos, wearing masks in public, others followed the lead of Prodigy and the Chems and embraced the effort to turn a dance club genre designed for all-night ecstasy-fueled raves into song-structured, radio-friendly, artist-driven music. Too bad the public wasn't buying yet. Mainstream America missed out on much of this year's cutting-edge electronic dance music and got its first taste of electronica, elements of it anyway, in a modified form. As utilized by some of pop music's most familiar faces, looking to freshen their image, but not totally reinvent their sound.
It's an album that tries to hybrid rock, per se, with a more technological feel.
What usually happens is that something happens on the underground, it surfaces, it gets taken up by the masses, it explodes, it gets watered down.
I'm not in the least bit intimidated by the way music is now so electronically created. I think that is actually the future.
You know, the idea of being able to control music to me is, yeah, well, they'll all find out.
They'll learn someday.
Oh, they ain't selling a lot of records this year.
True enough, despite the media tsunami, electronica's two biggest artists moved less than 2 million units in calendar year '97. Meanwhile, a handful of dance music festivals sputtered. Lollapalooza, which showcased trip-hopster Tricky and the high techno Orbital alongside Prodigy, reported less than stellar receipts.
For so long, this music had been doing well all over the world except in America. And, you know, I think sometimes America needs to be beat over the head with, like, new music and new sounds before they finally accept it.
If I was sitting in a room and I was having a good time and you put on Prodigy or the Chemical Brothers and I'd be like, oh, this is good.
you know. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really listen to it, but it's okay.
People would think the smartest thing to do would be to be more electronic, but I think, you know, the smartest thing would be to be further away from it.
Watch me come out with an electronic album.
You just always have to stay true to what you're about.
Have you ever wanted to explore any of that kind of sound in what you do?
There hasn't been enough drum and bass records out there made yet, so I have to wait for a couple more made so I can sample them. Then I'll be using them.
It's these sick ideas they've developed in their own heads, you know. I haven't told them these things. So who's really the sick person?